It feels like a lot of industries right now are being dependent on what is happening in the elections and what's happening in politics. And it's coming time to vote. So I thought this would be a great time to share what the parties are proposing when it comes to housing. Of course, there are a lot of other issues to think about, but in this case, this is a real estate channel. I want to share what's going on with housing with both the Liberals and the Conservatives, and of course there's a couple of other parties, and see what they're saying for housing. My name is Pritesh. I lead a Toronto-based real estate team helping buyers and sellers across the GTA. If you want to have a chat with me or someone on my team for 15 minutes, you can easily do that by clicking the link in the description below to book a 15-minute call. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe and hit the bell, and then you'll get more videos like this one. So I thought a great way to walk through this would be to go through this CTV News article that actually summarized the housing policies and what the different candidates are proposing. So if we start over here with the Liberal Party and Mark Carney, what they're talking about is first doubling the pace of home building and constructing 500,000 units over the next decade. This sounds like something similar that we've heard before from the Liberal Party. And one of the biggest questions is this even feasible? Is it even possible to double the current pace of home building? I really don't know. Not sure if that's possible, but that is the proposal, and I'm sure there's some sort of plan that they have to make that actually happen. So that would be wonderful, because what that takes care of is the supply issue that we have in the market right now. So one of the issues is that there's just not enough homes, which creates more demand, and then the price goes up because there's just not enough supply to fill that demand that exists within the Canadian housing market. So that would be really great to help increase supply if it's actually possible to do. A second point over here is for there to be a new housing agency called Build Canada Homes. So this is a federal government agency that's being proposed by the Liberal government to focus on this topic and help there be more focus and attention on the things that need to be done in order for these homes to be built. I mean, in really high level terms, it says that the agency would oversee $35 billion in funding to streamline the construction of affordable housing and provide financing for home builders. The next point addresses the fact that there's a lot of development charges when it comes to new construction. Even builders are having a hard time with all of the costs that are involved. So over here it says that the Liberals would also look to have the development charges at the local level. Now it says right here, this is a matter of municipal jurisdiction. So I'm not sure exactly how that would work, but I think it's trying to influence maybe the municipal government to cut down some of the development charges that might be hurting builders right now. And the final point here for the Liberals is that they have said they will waive the GST on homes sold at or under $1 million for first-time home buyers. Only Canadians buying a newly built home pay sales tax, and the federal government already offers a GST rebate on homes worth up to $450,000. So it looks like no GST at all on homes under $1 million for first-time home buyers. That would be very helpful for people who are buying pre-construction and new homes. That point is interesting because first-time home buyers may or may not be buying pre-construction homes because they are relatively expensive in certain markets. So it is to help target first-time home buyers, but at the same time, first-time home buyers might actually be buying resale. So there's a chance this will help some people, but probably not the massive bulk of first-time home buyers. All right, let's switch to the Conservative Party and see what it says here. So in this case, it says that the Conservatives would see the GST waived on newly built homes priced under $1.3 million for all buyers. So the difference here is from 1 million to 1.3, but also it says all buyers and not just first-time home buyers that would be able to take advantage of this GST being waived. It also says that they would make it more attractive for municipalities to free up land, speed up permits, and cut development charges to build more homes. So again, this is something for municipalities that they might be trying to influence. This one sounds like a pretty generic sentence to me, so I don't know if there's any concrete action items here that they have to do, but of course, these are things that would help. The last point for the Conservatives here, I think, is probably one of the biggest points, and that would impact a lot of people within Canada who have any sort of investments in real estate outside of their primary residence. So if you own any sort of property that's not your primary residence and you go to sell it, you are charged capital gains tax on that. So there's a lot of property that might be locked up and not sold right now because people don't want to incur capital gains, which could potentially be freed up for other people to buy. So the Conservatives are proposing here to eliminate the capital gains tax if the money that you get out of the property is reinvested in any sort of Canadian investment. So that could be buying another property in Canada. It could be buying Canadian stocks or investing in Canadian businesses and so on. But as long as the money is reinvested into something Canadian, then you can avoid or defer that capital gains tax. So I think this would be very, very helpful to a lot of people, because that is one of the things that hurt people from selling, which would open up some more properties and then also encourage more investment. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to stop there with the Liberal and the Conservative Party. There is, of course, a whole entire NDP platform as well, which does help for affordability and more supply, etc. here. Regardless of what you think of these two plans or these two parties, please go out there and vote. Definitely something I'm going to be doing as well. So it looks like both the Liberals and the Conservatives have put a lot of focus on housing because it is an important issue in Canada right now. So regardless of which party you're supporting, here is the housing mandate for both of them. In either case, go out there and vote.